Did you know these folders and a couple of plain text files runs my entire business? It writes my daily log, it remembers every single client, and it creates my social media content. It gets smarter every single day, and it's not an app you can buy. And by the end of this video, I'll show you how to get your own. Hey, I'm Greg Russell, and I've built a digital marketing business that served thousands of clients over the last 25 years. And now I'm rebuilding it as a solo one-person operation run by AI agents in public. So go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss a single video. The challenge with AI is memory, and it is a challenge that most entrepreneurs don't really grasp how big the challenge is. Think about it. You have your tab and you're talking with ChatGPT or Claude, and every time you start a new conversation, you start from zero. It starts all over again. And these companies have tried to increase their own internal memory, and they try to give you projects, but it's really not enough when you're really trying to have agents do things on your behalf at a high level, which will allow you to have them help you run your business at a high level. So this problem, this challenge is so big that companies are spending millions of dollars to solve it for entrepreneurs. So check this out. There's a company called GetZep, right? And GetZep is a company that agents memory at enterprise level. And if we look at the pricing for GetZep, it starts at $125 for their base plan. And that gives you like 50,000 credits or something like that. But when you dive into it and you really start to work with AI agents, having them do work on your behalf, that's very little. And so then now you're spending almost $400 a month to get memory. There's another one called Super Memory, and it's the same thing. Context Cloud for agents, right? You want your agents to have this memory. Pricing for that, it looks like you could get excited and say, oh, I can get memory for $19, but that's only, again, when you dive into it, it's nowhere near enough. You wouldn't be able to service clients on that. And then the $100 one, again, is just not enough. You have to look at the details and see these, how they function. But my point is, they are spending these companies are spending this money to solve this problem. It's a much bigger problem that people realize. Here's another one, MemZero. And again, $249 a month for unlimited projects on top of the tokens that you would be using to pay for Anthropic, Claude, or any other AI brain that you're using. So this is a major challenge. And the way you solve it is with a memory vault. But not just any memory vault. What you need is a living memory vault. And this is the difference between just having something that has memory and something that will grow with your company. Let me show you mine. All right, so let me show you what a vault is, and then we'll show you how to make it living. So the first thing I want to share with you is something called Obsidian. Obsidian is a free software for both Mac and PC and even your mobile device. Now, I know it says pricing, but the pricing is only if you want to have it backed up on multiple devices. And if you're doing monthly, it'll be $5 a month. And if you want to publish this vault to the web, it'll be $10 a month, but you don't need that. You can get it for absolutely free for your device. And so when I scroll down here, I want to read to you. This is Obsidian stores notes. These are markdown files. They're really tiny, like text files on your computer. So listen to this. Obsidian stores notes privately on your device so you can access them quickly, even online. No one else can read them, not even us. So this is how you get this free software, and it allows you to create this vault. Okay. And it is absolutely free. You can come download it for your Mac or PC. So I'm going to move this out the way and I'm going to show you mine. Okay. So this is my vault, and it has these 9 folders and 2 text files. These 9 folders represent different areas of my life and my business. And when I open up this vault, which is just a folder on your computer, it is represented in Obsidian. This is Obsidian right here. And you see these folders represented in the same way. So everything you see over here is over here. These files are just tiny files. So if I double click on it, it's just a file on your computer. It's just a text file. It looked the same on the Mac, on the PC. They're just text files. Everybody understands exactly what a text file is. What this does is allows you to open them up in a way that is where you can read it and see it. And if you make a change in here, because you can, put stuff in here, you can type, it will save it in the text files. So what this does is this allows you to set up these folders with specific areas of your business so that your AI agents can write to them and read them. And this is what's give it its memory, because your AI will be pointed to this folder and then it can read the file. So I'm going to show you mine. Let's move this out the way. And let's get a new one. All right. So this is Claude. Okay, and so this is Claude and I'm on Codex, and you'll notice here this is pointed to that folder. So anytime that I put a comment in here that I write or say something, ask a question, tell it to do something, the first thing it's going to do is go read the agents file and understand what its job is. It will read it, and so that it knows what to save, how to save, it will give it its functions in addition to what I say here. Okay. And so all I have to do is make sure that I'm always using my vault folder, and it will save the things there in it. It will save things every single day. Okay. So the way it becomes living is that when you talk to it, when you communicate it with it, it will update. That makes it living. So it's not just saved and it's done. It will always update the files as needed and create new files as it's needed. And these files are very tiny and small, so they do not take up a lot of space. This can work with Claude. It can work with code. You go over here and you go to Cowork. As long as you point the folders, we have the folder right here. It can work with Cowork as well. So it works with Claude Code. It works with Claude Cowork. It works with ChatGPT in Work, and it also works with ChatGPT in Codex. So both of the top major desktop AI apps can now have a local memory brain once you set up your memory system, your living memory vault. So now that you got an overview, let's dive a little bit deeper into actually what's inside the vault. So I'm going to look at these agents file, and this agent file and the Claude MD file are the same. They get updated. If one updates, the other one updates, so that your agents, whether it's Claude or other, if it's other, it reads the agents file. If it's Claude, it reads the Claude file, but all the instructions are the same for both. So whenever you make a comment, it starts here, right? It reads this file and it gives it its operating rules, and it tells it the behavior defaults for the AI working in the vault. They are deliberately few. Everything factual, prices, IDs, works is all lives in memory, right? So it's telling it that this stuff lives in memory. Comes down here starting to organize this in A, B, C order. So the first thing is its session lifecycle, and it tells us to load context in your first response to silently read the context.me file. So we'll show you that in just a second. The most recent daily and the memory, right? So it's going to go read these things first before it even responds. This is how it knows who you are, what you're about, what you're working on before it even responds to your question or response, right? Absorb and respond naturally. Do not announce that you are reading the context, right? So again, this is the instructions. So it goes on, right? Memory and routing. It talks about how it has its own memory and how operational recalls for full record lives in contacts and in projects and in clients and intelligence. This breaks this all down. So AI doesn't have to read every single thing. It's learning where things are and where to go get those things. Something that's very important. We've also included a teaching loop. So this is me, this is mine. So it's telling me when Greg corrects you, apply it immediately, route the insight to its home and tell him what you saved. Do not ask, right? So it doesn't have to ask me, do I need to save this or this important? It's in its instructions to save. So it has its own teaching loop built in. Okay. And then also writing to the vault. It has instructions, write Obsidian native. So it's telling the AI to write Obsidian native wiki links for every project, person, note, or reference woven into the sentence. Never markdown links for internal notes. Use the YAM formatter, right? That's the things at the top. So it easily knows what the context is about. And so this is all the instructions that the agent gets as it starts to respond to you. So remember, the first thing it says was to read the me file. This is the YAM, by the way. That's a certain format so that an agent comes in here, it knows what's in here and it's tagged. Okay. So it knows my identity. It knows about my company. It knows about where I was born, where I grew up. And it didn't get all these things at once. It got it over time as I talked to it and as it asked me questions. And so this is how it becomes living because you're constantly chatting with your AI and it can record these things. And once it does, it makes these links. So Obsidian's job is to link all the things together that are related so that when an AI agent starts to read these files, if it needs to read more, it is linked to the other things that are related to it, and it knows whether it needs to get that or not. So this is how your vault becomes living. This is how it has memory, and most important, it is yours on your computer. It is not in some AI platform's app. It's not inside of Claude. It's not inside of ChatGPT. So if you ever want to change, you can change any AI in the moment and always have your memory ready to go to run your business. Now let's take a quick moment and look at exactly how it works. Hey, how you doing? So I'm here in Claude, and this is a live demo that I'm going to do while I'm recording so you guys can see how it works. So right now we're in Claude Cowork, and I'm going to jump over to code. And I like to work in code. And I want to say something for you guys about code. If you are afraid or concerned about code because it's an coding agent, just know that it's also AI first. It was AI before it was a coding agent. And so you can still have a regular conversation with it. Sometimes it will lead towards wanting to build something, but you can tell it just, hey, let's just have a conversation. So that's what I'm going to do right here. I'm going to say, I'll just record it. Hey, how you doing? I'm recording a video for my community, and I want to share with them how the vault works. So first of all, please do not record this to memory because this is just a demo. And I want you to share very quickly the things that we worked on last week so that they can see how the memory works. So just in bullet points, just a few of the things that we worked on last week. So we'll go ahead and submit that. And when it says starting session, right, it is reading that, it's reading that me file. It's reading that memory, right? And so I asked it how it's doing. So it responded, I'm doing well. Good luck with the recording. Let me pull up the actual notes. So this is real, not from memory. Extracting, right? So this is what it's doing because it has the memory vault. It can do this. This becomes so powerful because anytime you need something, if you've talked about it, you can ask it to go find it. So this becomes really, really powerful in terms of being able to find stuff. So the week of July 29th through August 4th, we fixed broken AI connection that led to silent failing, right? And so we were working with Blotato and Flowchat, and we was working with MCP connections, and we was fixing all of that stuff, updated and republished the membership page. We ran connection story interview, right? So it interviewed me for 36 questions. Again, this is all the stuff we worked on last weekend. We can just pull it up. So this is how having a living memory works. I just wanted to share with you. So if you go to your regular chat and you ask, hey, what did we work on last week? 9 times out of 10, it's not going to know. Even if you're working on a project, it can't tell you that type of detail. So this is how having a living memory can really start to help benefit you and your business when you have it set up. Having your own memory is probably one of the best things you can do for yourself in this age of AI and your business. So let me share with you how you can get started if this is something you want to do. I know when I first got started looking at something like this, I was overwhelmed and scared. And I don't want you to be. It's really not that simple. It grows over time and it compounds by you just having conversation with it when you do. And what I learned is that I started having more and more conversations because it was helping me more and more to the point where I started basically having conversation every day, looking forward to how I could use it to help me and push back on areas that I knew it was wrong. And FYI, don't ever take everything AI gives you. It can be wrong. It just grabs information from the internet when it can. And we all know that the internet has misinformation. But what I've learned is when I found that it was wrong and I pushed back and I got it to correct itself, then it wouldn't do it anymore. And it would start, and it would also pull from the memory vault, right? And so it just got better and better. So you don't have to be overwhelmed. And if you want to try this yourself, the most important part is writing the instructional file and then tell it where the folders go. And you could do it yourself with just a few folders. However, I will make it super, super easy for you. I can actually allow you to install this entire setup for free without any cost whatsoever. All you would need to do is install the actual SoloHQ, and I will put a link in the description of the video and you can grab it there, right? And so here's everything you're going to get, right? You're going to get the foundation. What is the foundation? You're looking at it. It's going to give you the agents file, the Claude file, and these skill files here, right? And so you'll have your clients, your contacts, your daily, your intelligence, your memory, your projects, and your resources. And it'll install this as a set of folders, and you will get instructions on how to set it up. It takes about 5 minutes. You just unzip the file and then point Obsidian to it and point Claude to it, and you're off the races. It takes less than 5 minutes. So in the description, you will have a link to get SoloHQ absolutely for free and install your own memory system on your own computer. Hey, if this was valuable to you, go ahead and subscribe. Rebuilding this whole business in public so you can see everything that I'm doing. Until the next time, take care.